Well, about a year ago, the Seattle to Brussels network, together with other Europe-wide networks like the European Attac network, Friends of the Earth Europe, Euro Marches, the European Coordination of Via Campesina and others, started to organize a space that is called European Cross Networking Space on the Global Crisis, trying to create a space where we can discuss together the crisis, the impacts of the crisis, but also to see how we can work together at a European level, not only at a national level, where of course a lot of work is done. Out of this space, several concrete activities and actions emerged. The first and important action that emerged was the mobilization, the demonstration that was organized in various cities across Europe on the 28th of March last year, just on the eve of the G20 meeting in London, where hundreds of thousands of people in these different cities went on the streets to say we won't pay for your crisis. And since then we have developed basically two strings of joint work. One that is targeting the whole issue of the financial markets and how can we put forward and promote alternatives and solutions to that. And on the other hand, the whole issue of alternatives, in particular also economic alternatives. Within this field of financial crisis, financial regulation, we will start soon a joint campaign, not only at the European level but also at the global level, together with other groups, to increase the pressure on our governments, in particular from the G20 countries, to decide on the implementation of a financial transaction tax, which we believe is one first important step to, on the one hand, generate funds to pay those who benefited and caused the crisis, and also, of course, to curb speculation. And on the other hand, there's also work going on to monitor the current discussions at the EU level in relation of future financial market regulation, as well as work done to see how we can promote a real alternative banking system from below. The relevance for S2B here clearly is that this provides a very important space to articulate the link between trade agreements, in particular the GATS agreement, the General Agreement on Trading Services, and the issue of financial market regulation, as we know that within the GATS, the European Union has already made commitments in the previous rounds to liberalize financial services, and at the same time is putting a lot of demands out to further liberalize the sector. And we know it's of course a key field through which the liberalization and deregulation of financial market has happened, and where already existing commitments clearly show that countries are now much more limited in their possibilities to regulate financial services, investors, in what they can do or not. So this will be an important space where we will work together and make sure that S2B brings in this very important link, and to make sure that no further expansion in that field of financial services deregulation is happening through trade agreements, but also to see how we can curb that. And the second area where it is about alternatives, economic alternatives, which hasn't been yet so dynamic, but we are working to develop that. This will be a perfect place also to put forward and bring forward the discussion also around the alternative trade mandate, by clearly showing that any kind of economic alternatives that we urgently need to build in Europe require a totally different European trade and investment policy.